So we in the dog's days of summer, and it's getting hot out here. But let's talk about some baits that'll work right now. Some of my key baits that I'm going to be throwing this summer. Stay tuned. All right, y'all. So right now it's super hot out here. Very hot. Water temps up in the 90, air temp in the 100. It's crazy hot. But just to help you guys out a little bit, I want to give you a couple baits that may help you. So when you get to the lakes early in the morning, if you get up early, 5 in the morning, you're on the lake by 6, by sun, safe light. Most of the time, if you can find an area where they're schooling, any topwater bait, like this jaywalker here, a spook, a sexy dog, anything like that, if you can find them schooling, you can catch a limit within minutes. You can also throw this across points, any areas outside of like grass lines and whatnot. But this bait right here is really key. I know last week I came out fishing and I found them schooling and I caught a limit within a few minutes. It didn't take long. But any type of walking bait will definitely be in your favor early in the morning. Not saying you can't use it in the afternoon, just saying. Another bait to be throwing, topwater walking frog. Any type of popping frog, walking frog. Find those fish up in heavy vegetation, lily pads, grass. Throw a frog up in there, put it on a stout rod. This is 7.3 heavy, 50-pound braid. Throw it up in there and just work it out slow. Now, as the sun comes up, it gets a little tougher. So I like to graph around and try to find those schools of fish, or find hard spots or points, anything like that. When I find those areas, first thing I'm going to be throwing is going to be a deep diving crankbait. This is a DT16. I'm throwing on a 7.6 medium heavy. This is a ducket rod, very parabolic. As you guys can see, very parabolic. 12-pound test. I'm literally firing this crankbait out there as far as I can, and I'm just grinding it. I'm hitting bottom. This crankbait is coming through the water column like this, and it's literally just hitting bottom. And what that does is it's going to cause a reaction strike. So, good way to find fish really fast. Like I said, you can find a point. If you don't have a graph, just go find a landmark point. I'm sure underwater it continues. So just grind this crankbait across some solid bottom with some shell or some rock, some sand. You'll get bit, trust me. If you do find them, okay, and if that bite tends to slow down, that's when I'm going to pick up a big 10-inch worm. 10-inch worm this time of year, especially plum apple, any type of red worm is going to be the trick. It's something about this streamlined presentation. It really gets bit. The good thing is you can also flip with this. You can throw it shallow, but right now I'm dragging it in like 14 foot of water, real slow across the bottom, and I'm picking off those fish that ain't biting that, that crankbait, the ones that aren't as aggressive. But the crankbait really helps you locate those fish and then come back and clean up with something like this. Now, there are more baits you could be using this summer. Of course, you could be flipping. I do have a flipping bait tied up right now, or a setup. A bladed jig is also another bait I'd be throwing early in the morning, trying to locate these fish on outside grass edges, any place around some vegetation, maybe a little bit of some moderate grassy areas, submerged grass. But yeah, hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment. Remember, I'll have all the baits that I always talk about will always be linked down in the description. If you go and purchase anything, it really helps the channel. Also want to say thanks to everyone that subscribed. I finally hit over 500 subscribers. But yeah, make sure you like this video. Subscribe if you ain't. Leave me a comment. And until next time, tight lines.